So, yes, we were talking about these 8 steps: learning, acting, offering, controlling or discipline, purifying, discerning, realizing, and attaining freedom. So, that attaining freedom is called leaving the home. One of our friend has a wrong perception. So leaving home is that every day you wake up, you don't wake up with an idea of a possession and attachment, but with an idea of freedom, idea of understanding of the idea means the thought or feeling or awareness of the freedom. That is very important, because if we do not have that idea or that thought in the mind of a freedom, then there is no use of learning this Eastern wisdom at all. What will happen then if we don't stick to these 8 steps for a couple of weeks and months and years? So what is going to happen? Every day you will have a new level of awareness. But why I want that new level of awareness? The mind should not return back to the same stuff again and again. What do you mean? Why the mind returns to the same stuff again and again? Every person, in one way or the other way, we find lot of challenges in our life. We experienced a lot of challenges in our life from or since the birth until now. And those challenges, focus of the challenges was that, I don't feel a sense of freedom. My dad, my mom, society and the religion, and the cult and the dogma, and my honey and my kids. In one or the other way, we do not experience that sense of freedom. That is one thing. And then what method we have employed? Now I have a lot of stress and feeling tired, so let me have a good sleep. Why I want a good sleep? Because I want to experience the freedom. What we are talking about that since birth, we always were seeking a sense of freedom. What is that freedom? Freedom is that liberation. Freedom was freedom, liberation, or awakening, whatever you want to say. So the sleep is a liberation for all, isn't it? Whether I'm rich or poor, I have stress, I have problems, or I have illnesses, deep sleep gives me a sense of freedom. You see, these are the methods in ignorance we have been employing. Sleep is a liberation for all. Is it not a short-time death? So, forever death is also liberation from all the sufferings. So those people who are committing suicide, they are also seeking freedom, but in a wrong way. But in a diluted way. You see that every person, whether who is attending the session, who has left the session, or who will be attending the session, the main intention, aspiration, desire is freedom. Freedom. You see that how our masters have made us understand. So I said short-term death is freedom, sleep. Long-term death, I want to get rid of. You see the behavior, attitude, and action of the people around the world. There is one text which says that this entire universe dissolves. There is a dissolution. That is also a freedom. So that dissolution remains for hundred thousands of years. So it means I will not take rebirth, so I will not be suffering. That is, just look at, I have to look at my own mind and understand. I'm telling you that studying Eastern wisdom is to study yourself. And I also requested you that you apply this in your personal, professional, and social and the family life. Family life, you are not as a teacher, but as an example. Why you set an example? Because you have changed your behavior and attitude. You don't like a particular attitude of your honey or kid or whatever it is. Now you are holding back, self-discipline. I will not react to it. Discernment. Don't you find the freedom? Don't you find the freedom? You know this guy is not going to change. We have done a lot of things. So don't you experience that sense of freedom? No, I am more intelligent. I will always impress upon you that you should change. Why you are not changing? Freedom. We are seeking freedom. We are seeking freedom. So I was telling you, dissolution of the universe is also a liberation. Why we get married? Plain fact. Don't we want freedom? Freedom from what is going on because of my hormonal changes. You have to accept that. You cannot ignore that. I don't get it, so I am frustrated. So when we are newly married, liberation. Now, whether in relationship, liberation at least for a few months or years, then the problem comes. Do you see that? I cannot sleep for 24 hours, the problem will be there. So you see, all these activities, we don't have an total freedom. Now look at the other thing. We are addicted to something, whether eating or drugs or obsessed. Don't I experience that sense of liberation? Who is totally addicted and obsessed with anything, and you ask him to attend a meditation session, he will say, I get freedom from there, what you are talking about, meditation. We are going deeper. I have to, by the 8 steps, I have to observe and see that, am I free here and now? Am I free while guiding you? Do I have a total freedom? Answer is yes. Do you see that? Just see that when we are addicted or obsessed, liberation, can you meditate? No, I'm good, I'm good. We had a young guy from the New York, I'm good, now I'm good. He has already laughed it. He was so serious. You see that? When all the desires are fulfilled for the time being, it is also a liberation. Do you see that? What about my fear, frustration, anxiety, reaction, hesitation, anger, suffering? Even for the time being, I get out of these fear, anxiety. I experience the freedom. Does it not prove that we are seeking the ultimate freedom? Is it not true when the Eastern wisdom says that we will take you to the ultimate freedom? That is awakening. That is awakening. Because it prompted me to talk about this subject matter, because our friend who is not attending the session said that I had a lot of doubt that you are asking me to leave home. It was more a psychological, mental and emotional, that I leave my anger, frustration and anxiety and duality and a binding nature, where I'm living, what profession I'm doing. I have a sense of freedom. I'm talking about that freedom symbolically, which says leave your home. Now, how our masters aligns with our personal, professional, social, family life. And they came out with, they said you classify all the desires into 4 categories. All the desires into 4 categories. Where, in which stage you are, you find it out and start living your life. Why? Because you will abide in meditation forever. So it is known as dharma, arth, kam, moksha. The first stage of the life is to acquire the knowledge, understanding what is my relationship with the world, my family, my personal life, my professional life, my social life. And then there I have to act. So what is my action? Right, proper and good. What is that? That is the second teaching, second step, action part. So the first is the knowledge. I continue to listen and learn, contemplate and reflect, and then I see, sleep is also a freedom. I am tired, so let me sleep it. So let me now understand what is this sleep. Let me consciously sleep. So I should empty my mind before I fall into the sleep. So I will avoid the dream stage. So I'm using every activity of my life for the sake of ultimate freedom. That is one. Arth. Arth means the money, the wealth. Should I not earn money? No, we should earn money. Buddha earned money by the sake of donation. Everyone. That is the nature. That is the very chosen path of the human race. So the wealth. So you see that, it means, I have to earn wealth. And then wealth should also fulfill my common desires. I told you before also that, say for example, you have a sensual desire to be fulfilled. This young guy was asking me that, I don't want to marry, but I get attracted to the girl, I told you the story that he was sitting in a restaurant and he destroyed his eating. He went to the right restaurant and there he got attracted to the girls and he was totally obsessed with that. He came this Saturday to my home to have a lunch. I said, you come here. You see, what happened? Attraction has taken my freedom. Do you see that? Has taken my freedom. So our master says that get married. and get rid of these sensual pleasures. How long it will take? Few months, few years, understanding. So I get the freedom from the I'm able to manage my life, it's okay. I want to earn more, go for it. And then I have those sensual pleasures, it has calmed down. Now, Master is not saying that you have to leave anything and everything outside. You have to work on all these activities from inside your head with discernment, with the power of discernment, with the power of dispassion. One example, simple, many examples you can take it. You are oversleeping. Oversleeping means that I woke up, but still I want to lie on the bed. So I'm unconscious. I'm not seeking freedom now. Or unconsciously I'm seeking a freedom. Same thing with the food, with lifestyle, with your behavior, with your attitude. All these 8 steps are understood in these 4 types of activities. The first type, what is right, proper, and good. So what that means, Eastern wisdom teaches that what is your anxiety, from where it has come. It has come from the delusion and attachment. So I understand it again and again. I understand again, I'm attached to the sleep, I'm attached to a food, I'm attached to the house, I'm attached to anything, to any person. It is going to create a problem. You will lose that freedom. So the Master says, can you regulate all these desires into 4 categories? Pleasure, yes, I like pasta, so hence I will take the pasta, but without attachment. So I learned something new to enjoy the freedom, what I like, but still, pasta is not eating me, I am eating pasta. Sex is not eating me, but same thing with the wealth anywhere. Why? Because I'm seeking an ultimate freedom. What is that ultimate freedom? Freedom here and now, where in all the locations, at all the time, at all the events, in all the relationship. I'm seeking that freedom. That freedom is awakening. That freedom is awakening. Master gives a beautiful story to make his point clear. A bird who found a hole in the big house in a mansion, and the bird entered into the home. Now the bird found the kitchen, the food was lying open, he ate the food, he went to the bedroom, he went to all the places in the room. He went to the kitchen, he was in the living room, he was in the bedroom, he was in the closet, he was in the garage. Why garage and closet? All the possessions. Why in the bedroom? The sensuality. Bedroom. Why in the kitchen? Food also gives me the pleasure. That is the condition of our daily living. The moment we are born, and the society and the conditioning, heavy conditioning, cultural, social, religious conditioning, we are like that bird, we are caught in this big mansion of the world. This is how Master says. You have to regularize, you have to organize it. So now what happened to the bird? Now bird forgot the whole to get out of that mansion, that get out of that house. And that bird was struggling. Means we struggle. I don't want to leave the attachment, but I want a freedom. Not possible. Do you see that? I want to continue with an attachment. This attachment is your binding nature. Get rid of this binding nature from inside. We are not saying that you leave this object. So the bird was searching the freedom in the kitchen, in the bedroom, and in the living room. I think you understood that point. This is our story. We are struggling. All the time we are struggling. All the time. Oh. And that struggle causes the anxiety in my professional life, reaction in my family life, and we are just living like that all the time. And one day that bird was hit by the moving fan and he died. Master says, don't die the death of a bird. Find out that freedom. Ultimate freedom. We are seeking freedom unconsciously. Freud, Adler, and the Jung says that you have a repressed material. We say no, because you are seeking happiness, hence happiness is your nature. You are living in ignorance. You have to recognize it. And that repressed material is also present in your mind. It is because of you have a wrong direction of seeking the freedom. But one thing has to be, you have to make it sure. What is that surety? That I want peace and happiness. I'm seeking freedom. I want happiness from the food or from the drug or from sleep or from the profession or from the wealth. Happiness is at the center. So instead, Freud, Adler, and Jung moving in a wrong direction in a sense that how you can get rid of the repressed material as long as you are attached. As long as you have an anxiety, one anxiety takes over the other, one fear takes over the other. Our understanding is that it is because of the ignorance. First thing that, am I not seeking peace? Yes. Happiness? Yes. Love? Yes. Wisdom? Yes. Where they are located? They are located in you. So if I discover that permanent peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom, there is a total freedom now. Now sleep is secondary. Wealth is secondary. Sensual desires are secondary. Drug addiction is secondary. Our mind continues to be distracted because of that unconscious, subconscious, habitual, and impulsive material. In order to uproot that, we have these 8 steps. Think of this. Think of this. Contemplate and reflect. So when you reflect and you see, yes, what will happen? You sleep. Sleep is freedom. Eating is freedom because there is no attachment. Living in a home is freedom. Driving is a freedom. Eating is a freedom. That is why the Master says, study Eastern wisdom to study yourself. And after that he says, you have studied, you apply this in your daily life. How? By action. What is the action? Action is 3 components: thought, speech, and action. Thought and speech. Sometimes I speak out of reaction, no, because that strips my freedom. But why I am reacting? Because of the thought. From where the thought has come? From the past impression, from the attachment. What is that? That's the ignorance. So I instantly recognize and realize and I live my life. So you see that not only action, professional life, personal life, they are definitely there. And then what happens? Then that is the third point is very important, the most important. You have to treat this false I as if you don't exist. Oh, everything is done by the existence. How dare you claim that I have done it? Because the moment you carry forward this I-ness, because I have achieved and I have done it, it will result into attachment. It will create a binding nature in your personal, professional, and social life. Otherwise, what we are seeking, freedom. We are seeking freedom. So the 3 points, 3 steps, and the fourth point, I now recognize that sins is because of unfavorable condition created by the ignorance, attachment, delusion. Just let me know where you are caught, what problem you have. If it is not linked to the attachment and delusion, drop studying Eastern wisdom. Drop studying Eastern wisdom. So clarity is there. It means what? It means the other way around. Whenever I have an anxiety, fear, recognition, mind, what you have studied in the Eastern wisdom, get rid of it. Here and now. So you recognize those factors of the binding desire and need-based desire, pleasure-based desire. I discussed about it. So you can get rid of it. And then again we go back to the world and we see the defects in the world. The world that includes my body, mind, intellect, ego, plus all the possessions and the entire. The world is basically has 3 elements. All the possessions leave aside. Either it has three levels of experiences: profit and loss, victory and defeat, profit and loss, pain and pleasure. I like pasta, I overeat. As long as I eat, there is no pain. But if I overeat, there is a pain. You overdo anything, indulgence, attachment. The world is basically made up of today you like me, tomorrow you hate me. That is the nature. So I don't allow the world to live in me. But if we don't practice the previous 5 steps, it will not happen. Because the next step we are going deeper, so you have to remember this. And then what happens? Once you are 100% clear, sleep, yes, it gives me freedom, but not true ultimate freedom. Sex, it gives me freedom, but not ultimate. Food, not ultimate freedom. Any activities of the world. So should I have a desire for freedom? So I keep in my mind that desire for ultimate freedom. That is the journey of meditation and self-discovery. So the 7th step is ultimate desire of freedom. So now I have an ultimate desire of freedom. Everything belongs to me, but I don't belong to me. I do not belong to them. That is the meaning of leaving home. Again, I'm making it very clear. So don't get carried away by a wrong understanding. Everything, house belongs to me, yes. Computer belongs to me, yes. But I don't belong to them. So what happens if computer goes out of the order? It causes the problem. I don't feel the pain because it is a machine. Same thing with everything in the world outside. You have left the home. You are living in the world, but the world is not living in you. You have a glimpse of that sense of the freedom just by the 8 steps. But from the 9th step, we recognize now what exactly is this awakening, what is this higher consciousness, what is this higher consciousness. So you start recognizing that now my living is from inside to outside. It is not from outside to inside. From outside to inside, which has a bearing upon the attachment, clarity, clinging, but it is from the inside to outside. Inside with the higher state of the consciousness. Oh, sleep, yes, it gives me freedom, but it is not required now. Food, yes, gives me the freedom. Is it required? Yes, let me take it. Finished. Think of this. We are moving into the higher journey. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. And find out, my friends. That is what, I have left it. I said, close your eyes and place. You are looking for freedom. Place, position, and the posture. So mind is not distracted. It is still looking. It is aware of the place all around you, the space all around. It is aware of the position. Does the mind causing any trouble to sit in this position, and the posture, being comfortable. You have to return. If your mind returns to the state of being comfortable instantly, anywhere, not only in meditation, you have achieved definitely a higher state of consciousness. Does it mean that I should not follow that process? Yes, you follow the process, but this time, this kind of a freedom in being comfortable is basically a freedom, not a practice. Yes, you may look at the whole body and experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and then now it is a smooth sailing, being carefree. One of the highest principles. I make it very simplified. I said that you discover, you are aware that all your thought, feeling, emotions, desires, they are expressed in the form of the thought and the feeling, are separate from you. Don't you experience the freedom? You have to discover how each step gives me one part of the freedom where my mind is attached so that I can leave the home. Very good. And then the third step, the defects in the world, 6 neighbors, the world outside. What are people, objects, things I relate to. Nothing in the world says that you are mine. Computer never says that, come on, weird guy, you are mine. I have to live into that awareness. I'm not saying that you have to leave it. That takes a little bit more time to understand. So the same thing happens with the world outside, the entire universe, with people, place, objects, relations, events, and conditions. They are left outside. Second neighbor is the body. I'll talk about it. All experiences takes place in the mind, right? All our sensations. No, body. We have taken the body. Body, mind brings that fear of death, birth, growth, youth, old age, cannot be reversed. The body. So what cannot be reversed can shine through the wisdom. The wisdom in the youth, the wisdom in the old age, the wisdom, if our parents are really understand the Eastern wisdom, they will help us imbibe the wisdom even at the young age. The third is the energy, the need-based desire. Food. We need an energy. Fourth is the mind, what I was talking about, the mind. Pain, pleasure. All experiences takes place in the mind. All experiences are sensations. And then the intellect comes and it says, I like this sensation, so it becomes a pleasure. I dislike this sensation, it becomes a pain. Nature, this is the nature of the world, the entire matter. And I thought in the ego, behind that, beyond that, we are dispelling ignorance. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. May there be happiness for all. Happiness for all. I believe that this Shanti mantra has already been dissolved into your mind and it takes you to a higher level of awareness while living your personal, professional and social life. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham Shantir Bhavatu. Sarvesham, may there be peace for all. Do you see that what I discussed today, you have left everything. Sleep, freedom means peace, freshness, eating food. You just pick up any action. Unconsciously, because of the ignorance, we feel this particular activity gives me a pleasure or happiness. But in fact, I am searching that happiness inside me. So the delusion is that the happiness is outside. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. Sarvesham Purnam Bhavatu. May there be completeness in all, wholeness in all. So you have to reflect on the opposite side of it during the day. I'm into anxiety. Why? Do I feel a sense of incompleteness? Oh yes, if you fulfill my desire, I'll be complete. But then it will replaced by another desire, third desire, fourth desire. Can I give it a break? Can I understand it? And your anxiety is gone. Sarvesham Mangalam Bhavatu. Ultimately, we reach to the state of auspiciousness. But we continue, we don't leave this active step also, because we all are seekers. So looking inside the forehead in the space, check that you are aware of the emptiness in the space, and you start dropping Om Shanti there. Dropping Om Shanti, yes. And you start breathing long, deep in the hissing breath into the rib cage. Both the nostril. It is not Kapalbhati or Bhastrika fire of breath. I have told you, you have to expand your ribs completely. And you have to contract your ribs completely during exhalation. In inhalation, you are expanding it, contracting it. Long, deep in the hissing breath. If the previous steps, if you are settled completely in the previous steps, this breathing becomes a play and a fun for you. You will not feel that you are using something, you are doing something extra or a hard work. And that is what I discussed about it many a times. I'm reminding you that very effort, maybe in the first 2 or 3 breaths, should be endured, endurance, and from the endurance, it is the joy of doing it. Long, deep in the hissing breath into your rib cage. Why? It is a reminder, my friends. It is basically a reminder to the mind. Mind, you have now no chance to move with ignorance and delusion in the world, in relationship, in your personal, professional, and social life. So when you succeed in breathing practice, even for 9 minutes regularly for a couple of weeks, what is going to happen? It teaches your brain to respond with a higher level of awareness instead of reaction, anger, hesitation, or fear to anything in the world. I'm just linking it to make you clear. Continue breathing long, deep in the hissing breath through both the nostrils. Om Shanti continues, and the stillness in the body also continues. You're breathing long, deep, and hissing. You are taking care of the mind. What it means you're taking care of the mind? Endurance. The mind says no, and you say yes with an endurance to move towards the joy of doing it. So even in the breathing, it is all that matters is your awareness. Mind will continue to seek some kind of an obsession, attachment. Oh, one day if I do it, it will happen. No. Now stop this. Be aware of the flow of the breath, and at the same time experience freshness, calmness, peace. You see, now the mind says, yes, I experience it, but you experience because of this practice. You relate it to it. In ignorance, we relate to something else. So you are aware of it, flow of the breath, you are enjoying. Don't we experience the same thing, the freedom? We are seeking freedom. Because we are given an intellect and we seek the freedom. And now looking again deep inside the forehead in the space, Om Shanti, and now start breathing into your belly. Long, deep in the hissing breath. You inhale into the belly and expand like a balloon, and you contract it and squeeze the belly so that your belly touches the spine. Again, remember, I'm reminding you, it has nothing to do with the fire of breath or breath of fire. That long, deep in the hissing, in association with the movement of the particular part of the body, and maintaining awareness with the Om Shanti, it brings a tremendous change in your brain. Brain, we say the mechanical mind. I'm using the science to help us understand. Long, deep in the hissing breath into your belly, in both inhalation and exhalation are equal, and you don't forget to practice Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Mind says, no, it is difficult, and tell the mind, freedom. I'm seeking freedom. When we get a lot of stress earning money, why not only for a few minutes? That is one way to look at it, and the other way is to look at it, the clinging, attachment, habitual, impulsive nature of the mind must go. Why? Because it will bring the ultimate freedom in our life. That is what we are seeking. Long, deep in the hissing breath should not stop. Om Shanti should not stop. In a couple of sessions, we'll have a longer practice now to help you move into the new level of awareness. And now bring your awareness on the breath. Stop this step. Awareness on the flow of the breath, and never forget to see the flow of the breath if they are equal, and then check the state of your consciousness, your mind. You will discover it's totally different than when the flow of the breath is not equal through both the nostrils. Can I also check during the day? Yes. And in that state of awareness, you are looking at the 16 segments of fingers and dropping dropping Om Shanti on all these 16 segments of finger. What is the ultimate meditation? In every step, you experience the freedom. That is one way to look at it. And then we will see philosophically, conceptually, and with principles to help us understand. Have you noticed that even dropping Om Shanti, mind is distracted, means the mind is not interested, means it is attached, means it is looking for freedom somewhere else. And the same thing happens also in the breathing. Oh, it has been tough. So the mind neither likes the tough nor easy. So that nature, impulsive nature of the mind must go. And now, moving the mind inside the heart, visualize the triangle of any color, and then moving the mind on each side of a triangle with Om Shanti to check that it is thinking. Because now we have done a lot of steps, breathing and Om Shanti and the last one, so the thinking is not an issue. The moment it has a think, that is the moment you're doing it consciously. You know your experience. And then moving the mind with Om, pushing the mind deep inside by saying Om Shanti, and finished. Whether I say self-absorption or choiceless awareness, you experience, you are aware of that state. It is not that I am simply saying the word and you are understanding. Both way it works. You're living in the world outside, but world is not living in you. One thing is that we are doing a practice and we experience that state, and then we apply these principles into our daily life. Means what? Thought, speech, and action. I performed an action, but I don't carry the baggage. So not only you're helping yourself, but you're also helping to evolve others. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your Buddha palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. Yes, Christina, you wanted to go so you can share your experiences and then.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
I
can
can
feel
feel
the,
the.
um,
Um,
can you hear
can you
me
hear me?
okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
The
The
delusions and
delusions and
anxieties
anxieties
can just
can just
almost
almost
dissolve
dissolve
away
away
Good.
through the
through the
practice
practice
and
and
meditation
meditation
and
and
24
realizing
by
this
realizing
one
this one
7.
thing.
thing that you.
Now there will be no more anxiety and delusion from today. Christina, are you listening?
Yes.
Yes.
So, no more anxiety, no more delusion from today. That is ultimate freedom. So, you link with the ignorance and you understand, oh, this is what it is. Very good, thank you. How are you, Brandy?
I'm
I'm
good,
good,
thank you.
thank you.
I
I
really
really
found this
found this
story.
story.
There's
There's
somebody's
somebody's
echoing. Are you
echoing. Are
guys
you guys
hearing
hearing
echo?
echo?
Echo is there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I
Anyway,
found
I
the
found the
story of the
story of the
bird really
bird really
helpful,
helpful.
and
Okay.
my
And my
meditation
meditation
was
was
sort of
sort of
smooth.
smooth.
I mean, but the
But the
endurance
endurance
piece
piece
was
was
helpful.
helpful.
And we start thinking that, you see how the ignorance takes over our life. You go to a friend and you say, I'm single. Oh, single has lot of problem. I'm also single, so I have a lot of problems. What are those problems I have? We are fed by the society. It's such a deep condition. Oh, married life is totally, frustrated. I should not have married. So you are married and you start thinking, oh, I had couple of incidents took place in my married life. Unnecessary. It is unwanted. So these 8 steps helps me, no, I should not create any unwanted conditions in my life. What I am, I am. What I am, I am. What I said that, of my age, the women I'm giving some lessons. So she she had her mind, has a crazy thought, how long I'm living single. She's divorced 25 years ago. So now you see that only one thought. What is that thought? Living single. She went to a restaurant, she found a man, she got attracted, and then she is frustrated. Then she wrote a long email to me. So, very long email. I said, I've been teaching you for the last 3 years. You're not attracted to this beard guy. You see, I can tell you, you pick up any thought related to the world coming from the ignorance, and it will cause a problem. It will build up. It builds up its base from one to the second. Now I have decided to live alone. Again, there is another problem that I have decided to live alone. No, you decided to live in freedom. That is more important. So many things happens in my life. How are you, Dennis?
Thank you for
Thank
the
you for the
session,
session,
and
and
thank you
thank you
for
for
this
this
explanation
explanation
about the
about the
freedom.
freedom.
I've
I've
always
always
associated
associated
the
the
path of
path of
Eastern wisdom with
wisdom with
freedom,
freedom,
but
but
it is
it
very
is very
important to
important to
understand what
understand what
exactly this
exactly this
freedom
freedom
is,
is,
because we
because we
often
often
think that
think that
freedom is
freedom
to
is to
fulfill
fulfill
as
as
much
much
desires as
desires as
possible, but
possible,
in
but in
fact,
fact,
the
the
more
more
desires we
desires we
have, the
have, the
less
less
freedom there
freedom there
is,
is,
because
because
desires
desires
take
take
charge and
charge and
start
start
ruling,
ruling,
and
and
then
then
in
in
ignorance I
ignorance I
claim
claim
that these
that these
desires are
desires are
mine,
mine,
and
and
then I
then I
am
am
trapped.
trapped.
I am trapped.
Uh, yes.
Yes.
You know,
And my practice was very peaceful, calm, and enjoyable, particularly enjoyable at the end. Thank you.
beautiful. We are trapped. We think that I will be free by this act, and that act contains the desire. That desire is a binding desire. Binding desire contains the attachment, and attachment reflects that this act or this person or this object will give me the freedom. That is why we say soulmate. Don't stop saying soulmate, and I'm just explaining. I'm just explaining. Do you see that? That corrupts the mind. But it does not mean that you are not living in a relation. Yes, live in relationship, live in the world but you are totally in a different world. That sense of freedom. And as Dennis is saying that, the desire traps me. I am seeking desire for happiness, for freedom, but it traps me. So it means what? So many people think that, it means that I should not have a desire. Wrong. And those teachers of Eastern wisdom who says, no, you should get out of no, you're wrong. I should have a desire, binding nature. That intention that it will give me a freedom. Oh, sleep gives me a relax? Yes, I'll sleep. That awareness brings us to the choiceless awareness, and that results into the ultimate freedom. Dennis and Jerry and David.
Thank you. The explanation analogy of the house was very fascinating to me. The bird probably found the hole to get in the house very easy, thinking it's the ultimate living, and then when he gets in there or gets in there, is trapped by all the different rooms. So I guess the analogy for me is the house is kind of like our mind.
Yeah.
Trapped. And once the bird finally found the hole to get back out, that bird found true freedom. So I think if you look at that in terms of getting out of our mind is where we find true freedom. So meditation was deep. Thank you very much.
Beautiful explanations. Something prompting me. I go to the office and my mind says, boss is crazy. At least now I have worked for 8 hours, 5, and now let me go home. I'll find my honey. And the honey is also crazy there at home. And now you have a problem. So I created my own problem. That needs to be properly understood. That we don't understand this. And then, my honey is also crazy, my boss is also crazy. Oh, I already have a wine. What is that? Wine or vodka place? What is that place is known as, in US specifically?
Bar.
Bar, yes. I have a bar at home. Why? Because I want a freedom. And then I sleep, I get a freedom. I wake up in the morning with a hangover, I have to get rid of the hangover freedom. So that creates a cycle. And once you understand, you laugh at yourself. What is all this I'm doing? And that, ultimately, that is what the awakening results into it. Jerry.
Very good, thank you. I like the meditation was super deep. It was I felt like we were in the deep stage of meditation for a long time. Or at least I felt like I was. The idea of being stuck
Yeah.
is just that every time we are pointing the fingers outside instead of inside, looking at ourselves. And we have opportunity whenever we might feel anything that's unpleasant, or attracted to all those desires, then those are opportunities every day to self-study. So we right away, like you always tell us, we can right away see, is it my ego? Is it my attachment? Is it my desire? What is it? And that's the way that we can start to work on ourselves. But if we never work on that or see what it is, then we're
then we get into bondage. You're right. You're right. See, other point where one master says that I feel I'm talking, so there is a particular sensation. You are listening, so there is a sensation in your ears. You are looking. That is all. Senses means sensation, and that is processed by the mind in terms of the sensation. Clear. That is. Now, who decides this sensation is pain and that sensation is pleasure? Take a simple example, the two women attracted to one man, or see the other way around, I have due respect for all women, so don't feel otherwise. So one woman is with the guy close and the other is far. Both like the same guy. It is the same sensation. One is translated as pain and other is translated as pleasure. Did you get it? Mm-hmm. So it is the craziness of my intellect, and the mind has dictated over the intellect, binding nature. That causes the problem. So I am living in ignorance. Eastern wisdom says move from ignorance to wisdom to lead to the ultimate freedom. Stephen did not join because he was in California, so he sent an email. So how are you, Weber?
Thank you, sir. Sir, mind is calm. And today's understanding the story for the bird which comes to the house and sees every movement and every breath flows everywhere. So the thing is that we see the world and how words act. It has some experiences. It likes some experiences. The surroundings have some experiences. So we replicate those experiences in ourselves also, without knowing that we have a decision that whether not to complain on those experiences. If I see someone is complaining on those experiences, then I also act like that and start complaining on those experiences. But I have a choice not to do that.
Not to do that. Yes. Well, in fact, I gave the half of the story. Yes, you complete it and then I will complete it.
Yes, and sir, because you're saying this, I remember that long back you told this story once again. Then if he wants to get, this bird wants to get free, then it can go away from the same hole from where it comes in.
Yeah. So same hole means that, this is an attachment. I have left it and I'm free. That master explains further. It's a very long master, lived for thousands of years. He says that bird, while moving from the kitchen to the bedroom or to the living room, feels that I'm flying and I'm free. I'm married, so in order to divorce, I feel a sense of freedom. But I'm caught. I am caught. From one food, I'm caught to the second food. So that bird keeps on flying and feels that now I will be free. But I'm still caught in one binding desire, as the Dennis and you all said that is what is happening to us. Can I tell my mind, stop this nonsense, stop this, with awareness. When you say stop this with awareness, because you recognize that I'm running after something more. And in that state, we have the ultimate freedom. That is where the choiceless awareness works. That is all. Thank you very much. We will meet again.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Namaste.